Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you don't subscribe, no hard feelings. It's all good. I'll get you eventually. I'll wear you down. Anyways, I'd like to talk about yesterday's game, Rams versus Raiders. First of all, it's just great to see football in LA, the Coliseum, sunny weather, just typical LA weather. No big fights between Raiders and Rams, no big injuries from the Rams. So, I mean, I think I'll just take that. That'll be my main takeaway from the game because even though it was a better offensive output and the Rams eventually won the game, which is good. You want to kind of build that culture, even if it's preseason. You want to get that feeling. It just reminded me of a Jeff Fisher regular season game where there was like 80 total offensive yards and just a lot of 3 and outs and just oof. But this time it wasn't with starters, it was with backups. So, I mean, I'll take it. But it was still nothing exciting, really. For me personally, though, I like seeing all the draft picks play and a couple of those like guys competing for starting jobs or even making the roster. But that's just me. I mean, the one thing we really take away from this game is that, please, Lord, let nothing happen to Jared Goff, because we've seen that Sean Mannion and Brandon Allen can't play consistently against second and third stringers. And it's kind of like Peyton Manning back in the day on the Colts when he went down for that season, like his last season on the Colts, and was like Jim Sorgi. I mean, like, I don't even know who that, whatever, nameless Peyton Manning backup they had all those years. That's what happens when you don't have a viable backup, is everything else goes to hell. So let's just hope that Jared Goff stays healthy. Sean Mannion played better, but still not inspiring anyone. Nope. Brandon Allen actually played worse. He regressed. So there's that. I like to see Luis Perez, but I mean, at the end of the day, if we're counting on Luis Perez, if Jared Goff goes down, I mean, I don't know, is that a Kurt Warner situation? Probably not, but I think it's good to at least start getting some Luis Perez run. McVay stated that next week against the Texans, the starters are going to get some reps, so we'll see how that plays out after the starters are out of the game. So really nothing to write home about Mannion. But a couple of the things that really stood out to me were just some of the snap counts of the rookies. So Noteboom and Allen and Tamarick Hemingway had the most amount of snaps, which is good. Noteboom looked really smooth, looked really good out there, and they're grooming him to be potentially the starting left tackle after Whitworth's done. So it was good to see that. John Franklin Myers played really well. He's a beast. He's like big like Ethan Westbrook's, very athletic. So that was good to see. Micah Kiser did well, but one of the guys, not a flashy rookie, who did really well, who stood out to me, or two of them, were Bryce Hager. There were 3 plays in the second quarter, consecutive plays. One where the Raiders threw it to Jalen Richard, and he kind of bounced up for like 20 yards, and Hager, who was completely on the other side of the field, just ran him down. He was out of the frame. He ran him down and tackled him, and that was quite impressive. I mean, he's just like, he's a linebacker chasing down a running back. And then the very next play, he was in coverage, and he I can't remember who it was for the Raiders, but it was like a 20 to 30 yard play, kind of going down the middle of the field towards the left side, and he kind of mixed it up a little bit. They called PI on him at first, but there was no PI, so it didn't stand. And then the next play after that, he got in the backfield and tackled the running back for a loss. So it's 3 plays in a row. Bryce Hager, all different styles of play, so like pursuit, coverage, and just rushing the passer / running back. And then he had a fumble recovery or forced a fumble later on. So like Hager was all over the place. Really impressed with him. The other one is Kadarel Hodge. Capital K, H-A, capital D-A-R-E-L. Kadarel Hodge. He scored a touchdown against Baltimore, and then he had that big receiving play with Mannion, which actually he bailed Mannion out. He made a really awesome catch, and I wouldn't be surprised if he beat out Mike Thomas for the last receiver spot on the team. And I mean, Mike Thomas has kind of just been an anonymous player with the Rams. Now, if it was Mike Thomas of the Saints, Kadarius Hodge probably wouldn't beat him out. But Mike Thomas of the Rams, I think that will happen. So he's making big plays. And then, I think that really what it comes down to is just getting out of this game unscathed. People are starting to emerge. People are starting to regress. And the big takeaway is, please, Jared Goff, don't get injured. And we'll see what they do next week against the Houston Texans when they have a little bit more, when some of the starters play. So anyways, that's kind of it in a nutshell. But one last thing, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Chris Jones. Saw him earlier this week. He's a Seahawks fan. Let's not judge. He's a really cool dude. And he always, whenever I see him, he gives me autograph baseball, football, basketball cards. So he came over and he hooked me up with a sweet Greg the Leg autograph card. Now that's not that, like, that's just whatever, a kicker, an autographed kicker card. But did you know that there is another Greg Zuerlein out there? Yeah, and I got his autograph too. 2 different Greg Zuerleins, 2 different autographs, spelled the same way. Anyways, just something to know that there are more than one Greg Zuerleins out there, and I've got both of their autographs. Hell yeah. That kind of took a weird path, but anyways, I just want to say thanks for watching, everyone. I'll do a recap definitely for next week's game. Hopefully it's better to watch, more interesting, more offense, more everything. And like always, go Rams.